Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of my kombucha recipe. So we've had our primary fermentation, our kombucha is now ready to drink. So let's taste some. It's been 2 weeks and this has been a little bit slower than I thought it would be because it's maybe a little bit cooler in the kitchen still, even though it's getting warm outside. But it's started to take on an effervescence and a slight acidity. But it's refreshing, it's not too sour, and that's just how I like it. If you leave it for too long, it can get more acidic. In fact, you can make vinegar, kombucha vinegar with it, which I'll show you in another recipe another time. But, so now you can either bottle it and drink it just like this, and it's very enjoyable, and in fact, often this is how I'll drink it. But you can also bottle it and do a secondary fermentation, which will help to further develop the flavour, but also the gaseousness of the drink. So it will become far more effervescent. And also you can flavour it with different ingredients. I've collected a selection of things that need using up. I've got some very old limes and some oranges, which we've half fed to our baby Lyra, and an odd bit of chili. So, and also this funny bit of rhubarb. So I'm gonna pour this into bottles and then flavour it with different combinations of the ingredients I've got here. So to do that, first of all, I'm gonna take a funnel. You can use a jug, but it's easier with a funnel. And then I'm gonna add about a tablespoon, or maybe a little bit more, because this isn't such a sweet kombucha. So a tablespoon and a half of sugar. Now that sugar is going to reactivate the kombucha and help it start to ferment. So in it goes. I'm going to fill up the bottle, not quite to the top, because I'm going to add our different flavourings. And then I'll finish filling it up later. Now, in this one, I'm going to do honey and rhubarb. So instead of sugar, I'm going to sweeten this with some honey. So I'm going to add a tablespoon again. So it's a similar sweetness to sugar. So a good tablespoon. In it goes. Now don't worry about the kombucha being too sweet, because the fermentation process eats the sugar and turns it into alcohol and carbon dioxide. So you're not going to actually be eating so much sugar. Then into here, I'm going to add also another load of kombucha before flavouring. Okay, so now we're going to flavour our 3 different kombuchas. The first one, I'm going to do some orange. And I'm going to mix that with the honey. Actually, if you've got organic oranges, you can use the rind too. These aren't organic, I don't think. So I'm not going to use the rind. I'm just going to use the juice. And then I'm going to mix that using our funnel into our honey kombucha with some thyme as well. So I've got some thyme here that needs using up, and it's totally delicious. In that goes. Okay, next one, I'm going to do some lime. Oh, these limes are all very past it. Hopefully they'll be okay. I'm also going to put a cheeky bit of chili in there. Just a piece, because I imagine it's going to become quite hot over time. So a piece of chili and then some lime. And obviously you can use, okay, there's not really much juice left in these limes. Let's see. Obviously you can use whatever combination of ingredients you want to. Like Tamsin was saying earlier, we've kind of experimented and we did a delicious one with cardamom and rose petals once. And okay, so there's our lime, one more. There's a little bit of orange mixed in with that. doesn't matter. In there. Okay, then our last one, I'm going to do rhubarb and ginger. So I'm going to do a few strips of ginger. I quite like it nice and potent and gingery. So I'm going to pop them in. Actually, I'm going to keep them quite small because otherwise they'll get stuck in the bottle. There we go. In they go. And they, over the next few days, are going to impart their flavour and heat into the kombucha. In they go. And then some rhubarb. I'm going to use the top of the rhubarb here. Actually, I'm just going to use those funny little strips which have been peeling off because they're perfect. I love raw rhubarb. It just tastes magnificent. So in they go too. And then all I need to do is top them up and give them a little shake to make sure they're mixed. Brilliant, I love that sound. Okay, 1 bottle, thyme, orange and honey. Bottle number 2, lime and chili. And then bottle number 3, that's our rhubarb and ginger. Okay, so lid on, all 3. I'm not gonna shake them too much, just to make sure the honey and sugar's dissolved. I'm gonna just turn them a couple of times. And then I'm gonna pop these in a dark place, or just out of direct sunlight. And then each day, I'm just gonna give them a quick burping. So as the gas builds up, they can become quite explosive. So I'm just gonna pop the lid each day, just like that, just to release any excess gas. And then taste it, and then put the lid back on. And then when it's gassy and tastes just as I like, I'm gonna put them in the fridge, and then that'll stall the fermentation, and we'll drink them over the next week or 2 whilst we're making our next batch of kombucha. Brilliant. Thanks so much for watching.